Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show, and we're coming to the end of the week, so I have a reaction video for you today. I love a good reaction video, and we are going to be watching a video called How Gen Z Made Amex Cool Again, okay? And this is by Fortune, and it's got over 240,000 views, so it should be a good one. Let's jump right into it.
American Express built its brand on elite travel benefits and luxury perks, but now it's shifting to win over a younger audience. Gen Z.
I love that shot of that guy in the private jet. That is blatantly that fake private jet that they have in LA. Have you seen that? They have this like whole set that influencers go and film private jet shots for Instagram on. It looks very, very similar to that. So I'm guessing that's just some B-roll that they're using. But anyway, Gen Z, okay? So Gen Z are apparently all signing up for Amex cards. They've made it cool again. If you don't know who Gen Z are, I'm a millennial, all right? I was born in 1985. Gen Z apparently are people born from 1997 until 2012. Man, millennials are getting old. I remember millennials used to be the young generation, but we're getting on a bit now. Okay, let's check out the next clip.
In the first quarter of 2025, millennials and Gen Z drove over 60% of new global Amex signups.
Wow, that is a lot, actually. I remember this from the earnings call, 60% of millennials and Gen Z. They didn't split it into millennials and Gen Z. So millennials, I assume, probably still make up quite a large portion. But these people spend more, and apparently Gen Z, what I heard is Gen Z are actually more, they take on more debt than millennials did.
Fueled in part by influencer-driven buzz.
Hear me out. Get the platinum Amex card.
It's metal and it goes ding, ding, ding.
Influencer-driven buzz. Yep. Guilty as charged, I guess. I love how the girl, she says Amex as well. That's not what people say. So I don't understand why anyone says Amex. And then another guy who's like, oh, it goes ding, ding, ding. It literally doesn't go ding, 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 right? I've got the platinum card right here. Let's drop it and see what it sounds like. That's not a ding, ding, ding. You compare that with a real metal credit card, all right? Like the, let's check this one, the Lion credit card. You remember this one? Hold on, let's hold it up properly. Listen to this. That's a ding, all right? This is not. This is just a tap.
At the heart of this growth is Amex's loyalty and rewards program.
So you can see the logos for TSA PreCheck, you've got Global Entry, you've got all the streaming services, Uber Eats, Peacock. Walmart looks really out of place, actually, in that whole, series of logos. Because the other things are sort of like, not super high class, but they're sort of on the level. A middle class person would, view them favorably, and then you got Walmart.
If you can get champagne travel on a beer budget, that's a lot of what Gen Zers and millennials are trying to achieve.
So this guy is from Bankrate, which is a company that's sort of an affiliate marketer for credit cards. We used to work with them, actually. We don't anymore. But I love what he's saying. He basically sort of is admitting that Gen Z and millennials are cheapskates, right? They want the champagne travel experience on a beer budget. Basically, he's saying they're cheapskates.
For decades, American Express was the go-to card for luxury travelers and the business elite, built on prestige and premium perks.
Yeah, so for decades, it was the go-to card for luxury travel and prestige. Now it's not, right? Because it's full of cheapskates who are shopping at Walmart.
But that image and its older customer base is shifting.
Okay, yes, it's shifting. It's shifting to the people of Walmart.
In 2023 alone, Gen Z and millennials accounted for 75% of Amex's new platinum and gold card accounts.
So if you don't know, platinum and gold, they're sort of, apart from the invite-only Centurion, which is the black card, we're not, forget about that one. Out of the publicly available cards, the platinum and gold are the two highest level ones. And actually that artwork they showed in that image just now, that was the wrong artwork. That wasn't the platinum. I think that's actually the zinc card, the white credit card, which is discontinued. But anyway, platinum and gold are the two highest level Amex cards that are publicly available, and Gen Z and millennials make up 75% of those card holders, showing that they really sort of get taken in by the whole prestige thing, okay? The actual, baby boomers, the ones who hold actually the majority of the wealth in the country still, although it's changing, they're passing it on to the next generation. But they're only 25% of card holders now.
They came of age, though, at a different time. A lot of Gen Zers' introduction to money, at least in adulthood, was more gambling on meme stocks and crypto.
Gambling on meme stocks. He tells it like it is, right? It's not investing. No one invests in meme stocks. It is a gamble. and in crypto as well. We had all the meme coins like Dogecoin, and some people made a good amount of money on it. I made money on Dogecoin, right? So I'm not knocking it. I made money on AMC too, and a little bit of money on GameStop, but I kind of missed the boat on that one. But AMC and Dogecoin, I did, bring home a nice little bag on those too. But yeah, this has been Gen Z's introduction to finance, which is, stimulus, meme stocks, and crypto, which is kind of worrying, all right? If you're in Gen Z, go read the book, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, Warren Buffett's teacher. It'll give you a totally different perspective.
We've actually seen Gen Zers proving a lot more risk takers with their money, and that includes taking on debt.
Yeah, and I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? If you, in the past, you invested in meme coins and they went up and you made money, you got stimulus. Maybe it was your stimulus that you invested in the meme coins and meme stocks, so you weren't even risking any capital. So if you've kind of been through that, and don't forget we had a market bottom in 2020 as well, where people bought, I bought Uber at $15 and I was up like 300% on it a few years later. And that's the case with many other, blue chip companies as well. So we've had really an incredible period of financial growth. The 2020 stock crash was kind of like 2008. Many people made fortunes investing at the bottom of that market as well. So I guess, Gen Z, their introduction to money has been that like money grows on trees, right? Stimulus, meme stocks, meme coins, stock market, recovering from a 2020 COVID crash, etc. If you played your cards right, definitely people made fortunes. So I can understand how they'd be a bit more okay with risk, taking on, getting high-level Amex cards. And guys, also, if you are interested in earning loads of Amex points, all right, you can actually sign up for Rakuten. It is their big give week this week. And if you don't know what Rakuten is, it is a cashback and Amex points portal where if you go to their site and you literally just click through from their site to any of the retailers on there, and all of your favorite stores are on there, right? Like Saks Fifth Avenue, Bloomingdale's, Macy's is often on there, Dell, just so many stores, right? There's like thousands of stores, and you can earn like extra cash back. This week, they're doing like 15% cash back, or if you have an Amex card, you can redeem that. There's 15 Amex points per dollar, just for shopping at some of your favorite stores on all your purchases. And if you sign up through my link, you actually get $40 free cash back, or 4,000 Amex points, whichever you choose, when you make your first purchase. So at any point in the video, if you feel like getting some easy Amex points or cashback, do click the link below. It ends at the end of this week though, so I probably have until the end of the weekend, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, do get that deal while you can, okay? The $40 offer and the upgraded, cashback and Amex points rates, 15%, 15 points per dollar, they end at the end of this week. We could go back down to like 2 or 3 points per dollar. All right, let's keep going.
Unlike older generations who prioritized travel upgrades and airport lounges, Gen Z is putting more of their money towards experiences, dining, and lifestyle.
That's interesting. So when we see these new sort of coupon book things that Amex is bringing in, it's not just random. They are actually going off of data. Apparently Gen Z isn't as into, the VIP stuff like the airport lounges and all that, hotel status and stuff as the previous generation was. They're more about spending money on lifestyle experiences.
Global entry or TSA pre-check membership. They have their own special lounges at certain music festivals and sporting events.
Okay, so they're all about experiences. I guess Coachella is a really big one for Gen Z. I've never been to Coachella. I think I would be a bit old if I went. But it's a really big one. I have a lounge there as well.
You get a little bit off Uber, you get a little bit off these food delivery apps, but it is sticky and it keeps people coming back for more.
Sticky, yeah. Sticky is the term, right? You kind of get addicted to it. I think, these marketing people are very smart, and actually every time my Amex fee comes around, my $6.95 platinum fee, I think, oh, shall I downgrade it? Shall I cancel it? I'm like, oh, but I get all these, these benefits and I might want to go to an airport lounge.
Unlike many of its competitors that just run the payment networks, Amex operates in a closed-loop system. That means it handles everything in-house.
Amex, they are the bank and they are the payment network, so they do everything. So maybe they can have a little bit lower margins on each thing because they have a larger business, they're making a larger amount of money overall.
It knows where customers are spending and can tailor company rewards to keep them coming back.
There's something about getting 4x points when paying for dinner with this card that just hits different.
It just hits different, yeah. Oh, by the way, sign up for my link, Amex Gold down below. No, yeah, I mean, she's obviously exaggerating because she's marketing, right? I don't really feel any different when I pay with the Amex Gold and get 4 points per dollar, but I do really appreciate getting that, and I have accumulated a lot of Amex points. For example, a few years ago, I did this math. I'd spent $8,000 that year on dining, and at 4x, that brings me in 32,000 points. I think I spent a little bit over 8,000 actually, so it's maybe, I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I think it was 36,000 points I ended up with just from my dining spending on the gold. So the gold card really is a big driver of point earning if you spend a lot in the dining and grocery categories.
Gen Z and millennials use their Amex cards for dining nearly twice as much as other generations, according to the company.
Wow, I don't know why that is though, because, older people, they still dine out, right? I mean, if anything, I would have thought older people have more money because they've already made it in life, so they dine out more. I don't know. Or maybe they just make better financial decisions and they eat at home more and they invest their money. Or they pay cash, or they pay with a debit card.
In 2019, the company acquired Resi, a restaurant reservation platform that gives cardholders early access to in-demand tables.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about how valuable Resi is. I mean, maybe if you were at really, really high-level restaurants, but the restaurants I go to, like not in New York City, just in the smaller towns and stuff, even if they're on Resi, it doesn't really make any difference. They're not busy enough for me to need to, snag a table through Resi or whatever. The only reason that I ever use Resi is to get the Resi credit that's on the Amex Gold. All right, that's really the only reason I use it. And by the way, here's some useful information. You don't actually have to book through Resi. If you just happen to show up at a restaurant that's in the Resi system, use your Amex Gold, you'll get the $50 per 6 month, credited to your account.
Amex also taps into brand partnerships to appeal to a younger audience.
Influencer marketing is a big deal. They do these activations at film festivals and concerts and music festivals and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, influencer marketing is definitely one of the most valuable forms of marketing. It's what we do on this channel, basically.
These rewards are designed to keep younger cardholders spending. This boosts transaction volume and, in turn, drives up revenue.
That sounds a bit predatory, doesn't it? It's designed to keep younger cardholders spending, like it's a casino or something. They want to keep you betting on the blackjack table, keep you spending until you go into debt, and then they want you to stop spending and want to pay your interest. Just pay your interest each month and make them money.
If you can get champagne travel on a beer budget, that's a lot of what Gen Zers and millennials are trying to achieve.
Yeah, there's his champagne travel on a beer budget line again. I think that's sort of really the crux of this video, is that Gen Z and millennials are cheapskates, and we're trying to achieve luxury beyond our pay grade. I think that really sums it up, actually, because with the Amex Platinum, you really can sort of punch above your weight, right? Like, I would go to hotels like the Fairmont Orchid in Hawaii, and I was getting upgraded to an ocean view room. I was getting 4 p.m. checkout, free breakfast, just because I booked it through Amex, right? All these VIP benefits, a special plate of chocolates, really beautiful when I arrived. And I was going to a wedding, and the other guests there who booked through the link provided by the bride, they didn't get any of that. It's very amusing.
Even with hefty annual fees, nearly $700 for premium cards like the Platinum, younger cardholders are still signing up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they've just made it so attractive that people are willing to, part with a $695, $700 annual fee per year. You do get that value back though, as long as you use all the credits. But, how much value you really get back depends on the person, right? Like, if you only use a certain credit because you have the card, that's not genuine value.
The annual fee thing is interesting because that shows how sticky their audience is.
Yeah, it's that word, sticky, again. So they've really done a great job at marketing, offsetting those annual fees with all the credits. And some people perhaps don't fully understand whether they're really getting value or not. I think, probably more people than you'd expect are actually losing money on these cards just because they're not really maximizing the annual fee versus the credits versus the annual fee, or maybe they have a card that's a little too high level for them. They perhaps should have got the gold instead of the platinum or whatever.
Every so often, every few years, they introduce new features on a card and they raise the annual fee. And the renewal percentage is apparently very, very high.
Yeah, they introduce new features, they raise the annual fee, and everyone still laps it up, all right? We all want the best. It's like Apple releasing a new iPhone every year, and even holding certain features back and, releasing them in very small upgrades, and people still buy the iPhones, right? Amex is truly the Apple of the credit card industry, in my opinion. It's got those fanboys. It's that god-tier credit card issuer that people just go crazy for.
But competition for these young and affluent spenders is fierce. The rewards race is on, and competitors like Chase, Capital One, and MasterCard are catching up.
Chase, Capital One, they're all catching up. Capital One has made big strides. Capital One a few years ago, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they didn't even have transfer partners like 5 years ago. And they added transfer partners, and now they're adding Capital One airport lounges and even these Capital One landing food-based lounges with Michelin-starred chefs and stuff. Really, really cool. Chase lounges obviously are coming in as well, competing with the Amex Centurion lounges, as are the Capital One ones. So it's great to see the competition hotting up.
Building out their own proprietary lounges. That was something that Amex really pioneered.
Right, yeah, building out their own lounges. I think I've already talked about that. In a minute though, they go into why, even though we've had like a little bit of a financial downturn, why Amex is not going to suffer so much compared possibly to other credit card issuers.
If you look at our card base versus our card base in 2019, it is more premium than it was at that point with higher FICOs.
So yeah, more premium card members and crucially, higher FICO scores. So what that tells me is, it doesn't necessarily tell you that the people applying are quite a better quality. It just tells you that Gen Z has paid more attention to building their credit, so they're able to have higher FICO scores than the millennials did. Statistics are, they can show you things, but they can also hide things, so it's hard to really know. But I think they do go on to say that their delinquencies, even though it's rising overall, with Amex it is lower.
Delinquencies across the industry have gone up. They haven't gone up as much at Amex, and that's also reflective of the customer base.
Because they've been targeting people who are on that higher end, they have higher FICO scores, etc. etc. So anyway, there's the gist of that video, guys. It's a really interesting video. I'll link it, down below if you want to watch it. Basically, to sum it up, Gen Z and millennials are cheapskates. We want to get the Platinum card so that we can punch above our weight and experience luxury travel and VIP benefits that we couldn't otherwise afford. If that's your opinion, or if you have a different opinion, leave your comments down below and tell me all about it. Don't forget, this week you can still get $40 free cashback / 4,000 Amex points for signing up to Rakuten, the points and miles and cashback online portal where you click through to some of your favorite stores, earn extra points on top of what you earn on your credit card. Link for that will be down below. It's this week only, so get it while you can. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.